All right, everybody. What is up? What is up? Let me know if all of the audio, everything like that is sounding good. I hope you all are having a good day. Oh, I guess I'll go ahead and kill this down here since there's only chat through Discord today. There we go. So, literal or metaphorical, you never know. So, of course, today we are going to be working on our ReaperCon Pirate Sophies. So you can tell, right, we have started with a relatively spotty Zenithal application. Most of the painting today is nothing too crazy. So, but we should be having fun. Big thank you to everybody that was hanging out for the 4-hour class that we did on Saturday. I know I had a blast. If you missed that, the replay is available. We painted up this heavily converted Reaper Mini here. I deemed Sultana Void Kiss, but we painted her up using the Vex airbrush and all Reaper paint. So if you're interested, it is a excruciating 4-hour video. I would say probably the first hour and a half of it was just messing with the giant lance that she is holding as well. So big thanks to everybody that was hanging out for that. I know we had a lot of fun, really just trying not to ruin it. And we got close many times. And then, of course, today is the first of our special ReaperCon themed Miniature Monday kit. You already know the deal if you've seen the image. So we've got our ReaperCon Sophie here. As usual, we're going to be making changes to what we've done previously. We never like doing the same thing twice. That's a little bit boring. So I'm thinking we're going to keep the same almost everything with just a little bit of changes here and there. Maybe some glowing eyes. I don't know. That's just a bit of a meme if you don't actually see the shows too regularly. In the rest of the kit, though, we have here the Teak Champion. This is a really fun paint job. I'm excited to do this one. It's going to be a blast to paint. I think the thing that I like the most, other than the creepy fish eyes, is probably the bone sword. Definitely fun. And then we also have 2 Kelpies as well. So these were, oh, look at this. We have the Arthur hair, not included in your kits, hopefully. But we had the 2 Kelpies included. These are fun, mixing different green tones. Definitely a bit of a challenge to shift the hues around like that. And then there's the Dwarf Pirate, but I dropped him from the shelf behind me. And it went into Never Neverland, so we'll never see that again. But beyond that, we are going to have fun today. So first things first, I'll go ahead and say top of the stream to you, Andre, and everybody else that's hanging out. What's up, Tiamat? What is up, everybody? Coffee is here. Daily's here. World Edit, of course, is here. And World Edit is Alan, right? What's up, Alan? Let's see. Sidwee's here. Everybody else, Shadow. What's up? What's up? We shall get started. So if anyone has any last-second grievances, make sure you send them to justin@reapermini.com, or just send him pictures of your dirty dishes. He's been collecting a gallery of those. I don't know why, but he keeps asking me to tell you to send him those photos. So we can go ahead and get the ball rolling. I'm going to be using our... Now, these are all right out of the box, so to speak, today. So I'm going to have to be vortexing them. But we're going to use Succubus Kiss first for the base coat layer on the jacket. Oh, okay. Let's move the metal miniatures away from the vortex mixer. There we go. All right. I don't know if you guys saw either I did share the image of the Zombie Apocalypse Radioactive Halloween kit. That's over on Facebook, so if you're interested in seeing the October kit, that is ready to rock and roll. I know the vote was between movie monsters or zombies, and so, I was like, I don't really want to do a bunch of blood-spattered zombies, so for me, it was more just a question of how do we make them even cooler, and that's the direction that we went. So I'm going to take the Succubus Kiss here, 1-to-1 ratio of just water to paint, and we will go ahead and start base coating. Nothing too insane. Here, let's move in. Let's get nice and cozy with the ReaperCon Sophie. And I'm really just looking for, even surface tension on the application. That way I'm able to retain a little bit of the zenithal. If you don't do zenithal highlighting, or priming at home, not a big deal. Remember, just give yourself a nice even base coat and you will get the same results. The only reason I do it is just to go a little bit faster on these streams and save us, 2 minutes of time. But, and I'll let this application dry and we'll go in for a secondary coat just to make sure it's nice and even. But I was definitely happy to jump in on some of the panels and classes that were going on over the last few days. Definitely fun. Oh, that's a satchel. I did the exact same thing the first time I painted her too. That's so funny. They have the big pocket on this side, right? And it confused me the first time I painted her because I was like, wait a minute, there's something different there. A bit of a satchel, a bit of a messenger bag. All right, now did we do the hat? We did do the hat the same color. So I'm just gonna be pushing up and around the little bits of flair. Now, a fun fact about Pirate Sophie, she actually works at a restaurant. These are her pieces of flair, if you have seen that before. A bit of a deep dive movie reference there. I did lose a tiny bit of detail on the back because I was in a hurry when I was prepping her. I used Instaset and it obscured the nicely sculpted back detail on the coat. So, whoopsie daisy, my bad. But I don't think she's going to be too upset, hopefully. Now, how did I do this section? Rotate her around. Aha, okay. Rotate her the potato. And no, this should be dry over here, and it is. So we can go back for the secondary application. Oop. I've been really impressed by a lot of people's the 4-color challenge. That's been really, really cool to see. A lot of people have gotten some amazing results with very limited palette, which most of you guys know I'm always a fan of. Stretching colors as far as they can possibly go. Just a slight tad bit. That way it'll stay in focus more. There we go. All right. Let's see. Let's get this top bit a little bit further. I don't know why I ignored the cuff that entire time. You can see I have my selective caffeine brain turned on today. Okay, so that'll do it for our base color there. All right, now then, where else shall we begin? So I know I mixed the Succubus Kiss in with, I believe, which one's the darker color here? So I think I mixed it in with the Goblin Skin to begin with, so we can probably do that. We already have it out on the palette, so we may as well. Go ahead and vortex it. Now remember, you can always see all the materials and things that I use here every single day. You can do ! Josh's things in the chat with an apostrophe. It'll take you to the Amazon store where I get a few pennies if you make any purchases. And you also can get to it by just going through the website directly, minipainting.studio. There's a link there if you ever forget. So, okay. Wow, I got that all over my finger. No one ever said painting had to be a clean experience, huh? So I'm just going to do a 50-50 mix between the Succubus Kiss and the Boblin Skin. Now this should give us pretty good coverage. We will be doing a wash down and a bit of like a glaze too towards the bottom of the wings. Nothing too crazy on the in-between. We just want to make sure we get a nice base coat as usual. How many people in the chat were able to snag a new Vex? I know I've been enjoying mine. I got an additional deep cup, so that's been exciting. I already had the shallow. I know I was sitting in on Dan Holmes's airbrushing class with a ton of good info. I really appreciated all the information he was giving because it's actually good. It's hard to find good airbrushing advice that won't just like destroy your equipment, and I could tell by pretty much everything he was saying, like, that is some of the best advice you could ever want if you were getting started, from the health safety tips to the maintenance to everything. That was just super, super informative. There's nothing worse than buying your first nice airbrush and then slowly destroying it and realizing all the mistakes you've made. So, very glad people have that resource. And I think I'm going to actually make one of his, what did you call it? An exhaust bong or something? But I would rather use that than opening up my window to use my exhaust tube and heating up my room. But it is about to be fall, so I don't know. But either way, I think I'm going to do that because I got the PDF where he has those instructions. You can see at further down the wings I'm going, I'm not really adding more paint. I want it to show a bit of the zenithal to shade it through. That way when we shade it down, it'll just help us out, you know, an extra 4 or 5%. I don't know. I go for single digit helping numbers. Maximum efficiency. Let's see. I mean, it's okay. They're gonna, you know, they're gonna be releasing them later in general. Well, they haven't sold out, I don't think. I think I checked earlier today just to see. So they have some in stock still, but then they're going to be available late in the month, right? If that doesn't change. I think it was supposed to be like the 28th is what I read at one point. So it's not like they're going to disappear forever. And then, too, whenever that stuff hits, now I know Ron had said they don't have an exact date, but, you know, there's obviously going to be like replacement nozzles needed and replacement needles needed to be available. Whenever that stuff goes live, I'll buy a few as well, just because I don't want to be a sad boy when I inevitably bend a needle down the road. Okay. But you can see how it's drying as it mellows out, right? We have sort of that built-in shadow here on the front as well. Obviously, those are curved surfaces, so they're pooling the paint a little bit more than you would expect. Clear this out here. Cobalt Scale versus Dragon Red. I'm confused. Confused. I don't have that color out here. We have Heraldric Red. Unless my paint kit had the wrong paints, now I'm concerned, but we're just gonna keep rolling with what I had. Did I mention Dungeon Dweller colors? I don't think I mentioned Dungeon. I'm confused. I'm getting lost in the chat. We'll just continue plugging along. I haven't had enough caffeine to know what's happening here. Alright, so go ahead and get her face. Let's get the side of that wing. Alright. A lot of people too, sometimes that don't watch, typically always assume I'm putting like way too much paint on, but there's just a lot of water. That's all you're seeing. It's just a lot of water. And I'm gonna get a little bit more of the Succubus Kiss here as well, because I forgot. Her collar of her jacket goes up right up underneath the hair right here. Where are we at? Right here. Yeah. There we go. Don't want to mess everything up too soon. Now then, we also have some red pants. That's exciting. We could do some freehand on the pants, actually. could probably do that. Let's see, we'll go ahead and spin it, Jim. There we go. A little bit of water here from the bottom of the palette. There we go. Nice and workable. I made sure to keep the humidity in my room at an appropriate temperature so that way our paint would be nice to us today. I've been having the wet palette dry out on me under these lights because it's been so dry, so hot and dry up here. I say up here, I mean definitely not regionally north in any sense of the word. Oh, and then I also did this little ribbon here in red, so we'll go ahead and hit that. Look at that, we're almost done. 19-minute paint job, guys. Perfect. We're hitting all-time highs now in terms of speed. Pretty good at the top of the hat here. Top of the hat to you, Andre. There we go. Speed painting at its finest. Yeah, I know. Well, trust me, I'm gonna spend a little bit more time on our refinement than we typically do. You know, in this set specifically, the dwarf isn't too crazy. I think I still have the image saved. Hold on, guys, bear with me. I have no idea what's about to pop up. That's a horse. Okay, hold on. You can see what I've been doing private lessons with. Okay, what do we have? What is this? Nope. What are you? Nope. I've got it somewhere. What was that? Okay, that just totally disappeared. Okay, oh, no. It's right here, right? There it is. Okay. So you can see the dwarf on the right. That's the guy that fell off. So that one's a relatively simple paint job. The Kelpies are pretty simple. Really, it is just washing and then re-highlighting in a separate tone. And then, of course, the Big Bag Teak Champion on the left, he takes a little bit longer to layer. So I think it's LED blue. Phantom Glow. So Phantom Glow, at least for me, thinned super easy. So that paint job's a little bit different. But obviously, right, you can see the results are pretty good in terms of our highlighting. On top of purple, too. You wouldn't think that really we start off with a Succubus Kiss base coat there, but I won't tell if you don't. You like the horse? Random horse, it's always the best. Alright, so red pants drying happily. Really, the only other thing that we need to get on there will be our brown and then metallics. And then we're gonna do some washing. I'm gonna change up the wash procedure. We're not just gonna do our typical noir black wash. I know, shocking, but we'll keep it a little bit simpler. Now, the only color I didn't use on her out of the set, maybe we'll use them in the feathers. So I didn't use Viper Green or no, we did use Null Pelt on the hair. I don't think Viper Green or Phantom Glow would look good for like the bag or the gloves. I don't think that makes any sense. So we'll probably just do them for the feathers. You know, those two colors were used really for the Kelpies and then the Teak Champion. But so I'll go ahead and grab our intense brown. Everybody loves to take an intense brown. That's why we put it in the core set. If you don't have the core colors or anything like that, it's always painter's choice. But intense brown for me is kind of like that really nice middle of the road brown you can use for anything. It's got a lot of utility. It's got good utility, everybody. All right, so go ahead and get all of our bag straps, accessories, and really not too much going on. We have the satchel that I mistook for the other cargo pouch. Every good pirate coat has to have cargo pockets. That's a requirement if you're a captain of the 7 seas. You know, we could do white gloves. Nah, we'll keep them brown. That's fine. Yeah, that's all right. If we change our mind, we'll just highlight it all the way up from this color. Does Pirate Sophie seem like she wears white gloves? I don't know. These questions shouldn't keep you up at night, I hope. And then this one you can't really see all too much, but it's right up underneath the cuff there. The wrist cuff? Wrist-a-cuff? Now, do we have a belt going on right here across the middle? I believe we do. No, so I guess that's just a fold. Cool. And then we have belts going across the armor, so we will go ahead and grab those. Simple enough. Look at that, we're almost there. And then we'll go ahead and paint up the area where I chipped off the primer, like a true hero, covering up the boot. Get the other boot here too. And then on the back side, in the region of calf, we do have exposed calves. So I'm gonna go ahead, so what we'll do, I won't pretend that she's wearing knee-high boots, but we will finish off the boot, right a boot there, up to that sort of secondary strap towards the back of the heel. And then we'll match it up to the pants with the red. So that way she's got some leggings, you know what I mean? Tighter pirate pants. Can't go wrong. Alright. We are looking good currently. So what we will do now is sort of prepare ourselves for our washing. Let's go ahead and base coat our silvers. We'll do our silvers and our goulds. So I'm going to take our honed steel. Again, if you don't have honed steel, noir black, linen white, or antique gold, which are the only core, or intense brown, sorry. Those are the colors we'll be using today. They're from the core kit. Use whatever you want that makes sense. You could sub for skeleton key. You could sub for, I don't know. I wouldn't use, even though it is Sophie, I wouldn't use Sophie silver because it's like crazy bright, right? But any sort of middle of the road silver will work for you just fine. Let me see. If you are watching, drop a hello in the chat though, so I know everybody that's here. I know we've got plenty of lurkers. We got a lot of lurkers. It's okay, you can lurk though, I don't care. I'm just happy you're here. I hope you're having a great day. I hope at some point this week you find $20 in your pocket and your worst enemy stubs their toe. And they wake up forgetting how to read. See, I'm here. I'm here to support you. I'm here to be your friend, okay? So we're just getting our shin on here. Shiny shins. I feel like Shiny Shins is a good Shark Tank product. Whatever that would count for. so support, much wow. What's going on, everybody? Good to see you. Hey, Trash, good seeing you. Hey, there's Andre. Top of the hello to you. Thanks for the sub as well. Remember, you can always sub for free $99 by clicking that subscribe button. If you have Amazon Prime, you can link it for free. It's free money you can give Reaper. I mean, I know you guys like giving Reaper money anyway. Just give them a little bit more. It's free. And then you can support everything else the channel does as well, so that's always fun. Now, you can do that only once a month, but it also doesn't automatically redo it for you. So go ahead and double check if you did it last month. See if it's run out. See if you gotta go, hey, I want to resub. But I know that's always massively, hugely, greatly appreciated. I'm just making sure I get nice coverage here with the Honed Steel. Now, the back of the sword, we get to play the fun game of, oops, get under there. As inappropriate as that game sounds, do be careful, because you'll probably end up hitting either the leg or somewhere on the wing. Oh, look. I messed up already, guys. All right, time to end the stream. Take away the paintbrush. We forgot the back strap of the satchel. We're doing terrible. What is this about chicken in the chat? Stop it. All right. Actually, I think we were gonna do like jerk chicken for dinner. I forget what we were. Now I'm hungry, guys. What have you done to me? All right. We're supposed to be here until, you know, a while. Do you like my media training? I'm like, we're gonna be here until. I look at the clock real quick. Okay, cool. We're okay. We're okay for now. We're okay for now. Trash, is that a Vex icon? How funny. I got a bug bite right here where I constantly wipe my brush. I need to quit doing that. I had a Band-Aid there, but Band-Aid don't like shower, okay? Band-Aid ran off in shower. All right, let's get back to our metalwork here. Back to the forge, okay? Go ahead and get this nice little whatever piece we call it. And then up here, the Orbs of Destruction. Make sure we get that nice and metallic-y. Then I'll go ahead and do the nice little clasps, the claspings on our beltsises. You gotta love it. You love to see it. Well, you know what? I don't have accuracy today, so I'm just gonna paint over that whole thing and we'll go back in with the brown. How about that, right? What can brown do for me? It can fix that belt. Just don't shower. Why? Why? That's terrible. You gotta shower, man. Hygiene's important. I know this is a virtual convention. Alright? Just because you're subjecting your pets to convention smell doesn't mean you need to, alright? Okay. So we're rocking and rolling with that. You know what? Let's change things up. Let's do the skull and crossed bones here. In silver. I think I did them in gold. Yeah, I did. Previously. First time around. On the last episode of Pirate Sophie. Alright, we'll knock that. Cool, what do we got? So we got the brim of the hat. We got hair. Things that are gold. A little bit of a gun in the front there. Go ahead and do the dot on the gun there. Alright, you know what? Let's do a little holster. A little holstering, okay? I'm going to take the Succubus Kiss. Boom, right there. Boom, a little bit of our Intense Brown just to darken it. Let's just switch it up a little bit. I'm just going to coat that for coating's sake. Now then, the nice thing about small little bindings and wraps, we're going to do the whole thing too because we're going to cheat with the wash, so don't worry about it too much. But the nice thing about the little bindings and wraps right there is that they're so small, I don't have to care about them, okay? They mean nothing to me, all right? They shouldn't mean anything to you. Nothing. Why? Because we're just going to highlight them up a different color when we're done. We don't need to base coat it something else. The level of detail there, when we highlight it, it's not going to make a difference for you. All right. Now then, that being said, we're going to grab leather brown. And we're going to go ahead and coat the brim of the hat. As well as, you guessed it, the feathers. Isn't it? What? Everything. What? Crazy, I know. Put the brush I have too many brushes in front of me right now, guys. I'm sorry. I thought I would crack open a newbie. Crack open a new one. But I already opened a new one when I did the this lady. Again, thanks for everybody that came. Had a blast painting her up. She was a lot of fun. Okay. So we've got our leather brown. To paint none of our leather, of course. Cracking a new one with the boys, Sharky. Good seeing you. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. My camera alert is going off, guys. Camera alert. Something's happening. Something's happening right at the front door. All right, it's nothing. Neighbor with the dog. All right, we're gonna get a bit of this leather wow. Oh, great! Zambies is here. Great. Zambies. I was also having fun in their freehand session, right? And that's what it was about. Freehanding, I believe. Zambies, no, you're not. No, you're not. I have a gate. I have an anti-Zambies gate. It says no Florida zombies. All right, get out of here. Now that I wouldn't be surprised, knowing how Mike gets in his car and drive around. That's Mike Disney, of course, was a part of that stream earlier today. I wouldn't be surprised if he was like, I'm outside your house. I'm outside your house, buddy. That's gonna ruin my voice if I do my Mike impression. All right. So we're just doing the brim here. You do wet blending because everything just stays wet. Makes sense. It makes sense, all right? Now then, you know, the rest of the miniature, we're gonna do five brush double wet blending. So I hope you guys are ready. That's a very basic technique. You do have to have 3 hands and 7 brushes, but it's called a 5 brush technique. Now, I messed up a little bit there, but I'm not going to say how. So I'm going to let you guys figure out that problem, alright? But I did just mess up. It's like a Where's Waldo of micro failure, okay? Fun little games we can play while painting a Sophie. Fun fact, I actually won a Sophie at ReaperCon, but Ron just put the wrong name, and so he had to pull me aside last year and give me the bad news, and it was terrible. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. He didn't tell me. I just cried. No, I'm kidding. That didn't happen either. I'm sorry. I'll stop. I do miss our in-person ReaperCon, though. I think the most fun last year was the accidental, like, 5 dozen donuts that I bought. And that was really good. That was really good. I know many people stopped by because they needed food. And then I think, too, I said during the marathon 4-hour session we did that I missed the Korean bowl food truck. That was so good. I still think about it. My beef bulgogi bowl with the gochujang, alright? It was tasty. They did great. I got mistaken with Erin. Well, I am just as short and hairy as she is. I'm kidding. Erin's an angel. She's the sweetest. Actually, I just had a conversation about her, about how sweet she was to me my first year at ReaperCon, because she gave me, like, probably the best objective feedback on my painting that I've ever received in my entire life. It was phenomenal. She was just like, I see where you cheated and you didn't clean this up. And I'm like, I'm sorry. And she was like, no, it's fine. Just don't do it next time. It was good. Really, really good feedback. It's hard to get, you know, just like really direct, precise feedback. So forever, I respect Miss Hartwell. That is for true. All right, now then, let's get our gold. So we're going to be rocking and... Why is this all wet over here? Have I been spilling water out of the paint cup? Guys, we're a mess today. So I'm going to be using antique gold. She gave you pie? What? How is that fair? She giving people pie out here? What? What? How in the world did you accidentally buy 5 dozen donuts? Well, I'll put it this way. There was my local, when I lived in Carrollton last year, my local donut spot, okay, there was a bit of a language barrier, and I said, can I get, what did I say? I think I said, can I get 2 dozen random mixed donuts and 5 Long Johns, and then 5 kolaches, and then she just gave me 5 dozen, and then 5 Long Johns and 5 of everything. And so she was like, you know, it was, I think it was like $67 or something was the total, and I was like, oh my god, what happened? But you know, spirit of ReaperCon just gets you in the spirit of giving, and that's definitely what happened. And actually, too, I feel like she gave us more than 5. I feel like I had bags of kolaches. I know there are people in the chat there were like more than that, right? It was crazy. You don't see it as an accident, but yeah, it was a lot of donuts, man. And I remember too, like I think Holly came by and was like, "This is my dinner, thank you." Or I think she was like, "This is my lunch," because she had to go teach a class or something. And came by. Somebody came by, just like desperately grabbing donuts. It was a good time. Oh, and then the convention people, yo, shout out to the Embassy Suites. So that's a great venue. But then they came through and they were like, "You're using an unauthorized power outlet," and I'm like, "Uh-huh." And they're like, "Did you do that yourself or was it already open?" And I'm like, I just plugged this power strip was already here. I just sat down and plugged in all my stuff. And the guy like looked, because there's like a group of like 15 of us, right, sitting at this table, because I pushed like 3 tables together. And I remember he was looking all mad or something, and I'm like, "So do we need to move?" And he was like, "Well, I should make you unplug everything and leave." And I'm like, "Okay, do we need to move though?" And like everyone stopped what they're doing, and there's a whole group of people just staring at this guy, and he's like, "I'll let it slide for now." But yeah, we definitely cracked it open. So in case they're watching, I promise I won't do it again. All right, just don't make it so easy for me to get power. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't make it so easy. I was gonna take over the table though, where they were doing the, what was it, the battle for Dreadmere, right? Because they weren't doing that on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. And I wanted to nab that, but I figured we needed more room, so. Oh well. All right, so I'm grabbing our little whatever that is. We're gonna call that the heroic seashell ribbon clasp. Okay, so we did that in the gold. We're doing the skulls there. And then we'll go ahead and let's see what we can do some little extras. We'll do these little. I went ahead and just painted the whole. Oh my gosh, I had flooded the paint. Okay, all right. We'll start over there, but let's do the buttons. And don't be too upset if you accidentally also do like the little tassel or whatever it is, the actual hole for the slot for the butt, whatever that embroidery is. We'll paint that a separate color. And then let's grab our other buttons here. And then I'm gonna grab the Succubus Kiss and touch up where I really joshed all over that. And then go ahead and do the kneecap skulls. You can't have a kneecap without a skull. That is required if you are a pirate lord. Very clearly. How about a mini of the spirit of ReaperCon? I would love that. You know what? That'd be so cool. That'd be really cool, but I know that's never gonna happen. I'm not cool enough to be Jacobized. All right, let's make sure we get our little triangle points here. Okay, we gotta make sure we get all these little cool things. Don't worry too much if it's not the cleanest thing in the world. We are washing it down anyways. And re-highlighting everything back up, so no biggie. When I need to clean my brush here in about 2 shakes, I'm gonna go ahead and fix our error. Now that down at the bottom of this, I've sort of obscured the detail because the metallic is so shiny. I can't really see what's happening. So I'm just gonna do it like right on top of the boot there to you, Andre. And we're gonna paint that section gold. And go ahead and do our nice little finger guard. You don't want to get your fingers chopped off in a sword fight. Sophie knows that because she's a good pirate. All right, we're gonna, oh, nope, we'll go ahead and get these buttons back here. I always appreciate the Andre react. It's good. Keeps him on his toes, I'm sure. Oh, these bottom two are unbuttoned. See, that's why we needed to go back with the succubus kiss, because I'm just bad. I'm bad at painting. I don't know who set this up, okay? A pirate? Pirate? Is that a pirate mimic? Is that what we call those? All right, so that was just an unbuttoned little button loop there. And then I wanted to clean this up because I definitely big old super goofed. Cool. Finger on the button. Perfect. Yeah, he bought a macro keyboard just so he can have that emote ready to rock. No excuses. All right, cool. Wow, look, we did it. We base coded the whole thing. It only took us 44 minutes, okay? We're doing all right. We're doing all right, everybody. Okay, so now we're gonna start washing things down. Jacama? People talk about, are we talking about jerk chicken again? I thought we moved past that subject. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're gonna take, should we go to New Palette Land here? Look at that. New neighbors, who's this? So, we're gonna grab our succubus kiss. We're gonna make a little bit of a wash out of it. We're looking for that flubber, okay? We want that nice 3-to-1 ratio, okay? Good times, good times. So I'm gonna go ahead and prep the surface over here with a bunch of water before I pull the paint into it. And there we go, look at that. We got our flubber consistency. Of course, what I mean by that is that the paint, I can spread it out. You see how it wants to bunch back together on the palette? That's how I know it's at the consistency that I would like. We're gonna go ahead and wash down the wing here. Create a real nice warm color there in the shadows, okay? When I look at these wings, I want to think of a beautiful sunset on South Padre Island, cracking into an 8-gallon bucket of fried shrimp and a hot tub full of cocktail sauce. Maybe not that. I mean, everyone has their own, dream, okay? I'm just trying to give you inspiration for yours. All right. Do you know what is the pirate's favorite letter? It's no. No. Out. Out. I'm pointing at a wall, but there should be a door here that I'm pointing at, okay? Really what I'm looking for here, I'm not trying to get anything to pool like crazy, right? I just want full coverage. I do want it to run off, of course, of the wing fingers here. That's what we've deemed every single wing finger on every Miniature Monday episode. We call them the wing fingers. And you can see because of that zenithal, right, that it gets nice and deep towards the bottom of the wing. Now, of course, if you didn't zenithal, it's not a big deal, remember, right? It's okay. It's going to naturally pool down towards the bottom of the wing if that's where you're pulling your brush. It's just physics. It's just physics. No one needs to be afraid of physics unless someone's using physics to create something to be afraid of. It's fine. We're just painting. We're just painting. This isn't, I mean, come on. I think, guess what? We're using the same color for the gold. I know. We should really branch out to something new, but it's okay. It's okay. So we're gonna wash this on top of the gold. Why? Well, it just looks good. It looks nice. I always like using, you know, if depending on the vibe, okay, vibe check of the miniature. So sometimes, right, like the undead kit. What other kits have we used it on? We've done it a few times. We just use straight up noir black wash on top. But this is a very nice royal feeling miniature, so that's why I would like to tint our golds with this really nice warm hue. You can see me applying it there on the caps of the knees, okay? Apply it here on the sword. Shoulders. Head here. Our little clamshell. Little flare, little clam flare. I just want to pull right there in the middle. Nice. Nice. You know what? We'll go ahead and apply this too on those nice red pants. Just to add a little bit more of a tone. Let's go ahead and put another gun too. Let's just put it right there. That way we'll shift that tone around a little bit. And what else we got? So on the back here, not that it matters. And then let's do the back of the calves here. Sweet. Oh my gosh, what is happening here? Okay, there's a lot happening in the chat. I see a lot of dad jokes. A lot of dad jokes happening in the chat today. All right, we're gonna go ahead and grab for the first time our Noir Black. We're gonna take it for a little spin. Make a little wash out of it. This is the wash palette. Oh, this whole time, this palette cam, nobody helped me out here to let me know, hey dum dum, the white balance on your palette cam is off, dum dum. So I'll take care of it. I'm a dum dum. I'll fix that. Where are we at? Right here? All right, where are my phalanges? Look at that. I don't have bluish gray phalanges. I got these nice pink rosy phalanges. There you go. Now that's the right color. Sorry, guys. I should have known. Should have known. What is that motor? That is a vortex mixer. I believe it's a Lab Genius. Yeah, Lab Genius. You guys want me to do it? I'll do it for you. You ready? Where are we? I know this is what you want to see. This is what you always want to see, and I'll do it for you. You ready? This is the only time you're going to see it. ReaperCon exclusive right here. Jelly bones. Jelly bones. Oh, jelly finger. All right, we're done. We're done with that. Okay, we're not going to do it again. All right? It's the only thing you wanted. Wait, sorry. I forgot when we do jelly bones, I have to do a tune. There you go. That was the jelly bones. All right. Big jelly bones only. That's the only time we're doing it, okay? I know you guys wanted it. Had to get it out of the way. All right, so we're going to do the same wash consistency here that we did for our wonderful succubus kiss. Okay? Hey, thank you, Sharky. What is that? You guys gift subs if I do solos? No, I feel like you're gonna take subs if I do more synth solos. We can't do that, but I will do jelly fingers if that means subs. Okay, every time we get a sub, I'll do a jelly finger. All right. How many people are all caught up? Actually, I don't know if anybody's all caught up. I think the closest person would be Byron, who paints like a madman. So he's definitely been on top of it. I think he's pretty much almost there. I know a lot of people post the images on the Discord. If you do the Reaper Discord, there's the Miniature Monday channel. And then I know people also just post them, you know, in the Reaper Facebook group. And then some people send them to my page, and other people post them in my Facebook group. And other people take photos and they get them developed. And then they put them in an envelope and they ship them to my house. I have no idea how they keep finding my address. I mean, I literally move states and they keep sending it. So I'm just as confused as everybody else. But all right, Let's go ahead and hit our silver here. Down into the boot. Now it's a little bit too dark. We've gone too far. We've gone too far now. I'll go up into the leg there. Now that means I need more water. There we go. More water. Sugar. Water. Where's that from? So everybody knows where that's from. We're just pretty much washing everything down now. Nothing too advanced. Men in Black, there you go. All right, we're sending Desert Dweller a... No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I shouldn't even do that. No giveaway jokes. I'm sorry. All right, we're washing down all the chesticles here, all the way into the satchel, the messenger bag, all that good stuff. Orbs of Destruction, don't leave that out of the equation here. Now let's see, did I? Yes, we did, okay. So I'm gonna wait a little bit before we do, because I want to thin it a little bit more before I do some of our other portions here. With this color, make sure you hit the shoulders. Well, good. I'm glad the Men in Black reference was so simple. I'll start doing Operation Dumbo Drop references, and then we're in for the real movie watchers, okay? Okay? Real movie watchers only. That's what we do here. There's no giveaway. The only giveaway you get today is my love, all right? That's all you get. That's all you get. Maybe that's not true. I can figure out now. Justin's lurking, so I'm not gonna summon him just yet. But maybe, just maybe, I will give a year access to my Patreon for free. How does that sound? Drop a hashtag. You know it. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just put yes in the chat. If you think I should do that, just put yes in the chat. And if there's at least one person that says yes, I'll give away a year of the Patreon. We can do that. There you go. So that's what we'll do. At the end, we'll figure out a way to do it. Okay, we'll figure it out. Now then, moving on to the back, I am going to start washing down the coat. And then I also want to do a wash down towards the bottom of the wings. You know what? Let's just do the whole wing. Why not? Let's wing it. That's that ReaperCon generosity. Okay? Okay? Actually, you know what? You know what? I'll wait. I'll wait. Okay? Dirty dishes picks to Justin for valid entry. Now that, y'all better go dirty some dishes, all right? If I choose to do that, you're in trouble. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe there's a lot of options we have in terms of my benevolence, okay? I mean, I'm thinking like we could do a private lesson, maybe. We could do that. We could do a private lesson. We could do a year of Patreon. We could do that. That's like what? How much? That's $260 worth of stuff. That's pretty cool. We could do that. Autograph selfie. I don't know about an autograph selfie. Okay, I don't know, because what kind of selfie do I have to take, right? Now I'm not doing our band here. I'm just doing the feathers. Okay, so don't cross the streams there. And then get your little skull and crossy bones. All right. Now then, of course, we had a blast on Patreon last weekend because we did the dumpster fire. That was a load of fun. A load of fun. Oh, wait. Yeah, my bad. All right, so I wanted to do the entire coat quickly. Look at that. See, just real quick. A little bit thinner. Just so that way we can get a bit more shadow built in before I start to go and highlight everything up. Because that's all we're doing now. We're just building the rest of this bad boy into completion. So, awesome. Great, great. Salazar, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. We don't want that. Do we have a fight in the chat right now about who's completed what? Because that'd be fun. Next year in-person ReaperCon, you have to actually get into a fist fight. I'm just kidding. That's not real. Okay, I'm not trying to start any issues. So let me see. So yeah, last weekend on Patreon, we did the dumpster fire. So here it is. Look at that. Now what's funny is Gregory did an amazing weathering class with the dumpster. So we painted this up. Now this photo, it's been photoshopped. I removed the background. It was shot in the dark, okay? So I'm sorry, all right? The white wasn't there, all right? I know, it's controversy, but so what I did, I took the photo in the dark and I cut a hole in the bottom. This is the Bones Black dumpster. Cut a hole in the bottom and put a flashlight in it. And then the flame that you see is the Reaper firewall. And I just kind of bent it with the hot water trick. And there you go. So that's what that looked like. We did that on Patreon. It was a lot of fun. Remember, you can always check out everything we do on Patreon. I teach, I guess technically 3 classes a month. We've been working on a long-term project as well. Hold on, where is this? You can see it in normal lighting. There it is in normal lighting. So this is what it looks like when it's not, you know, on fire in the dark. But it was a lot of fun. We had a good time. Used the Vex to do the little spray paint background, so that was pretty cool. But on Patreon, now they are mad at me though, because I did cheat a little bit and I worked on this a little bit further without everybody. But I know I've been posting these photos as we've been working on our King of Hell project. This is the Bones 4 King of Hell. It's part of the King and Queen, I think, right? I don't know. There are 2 of them, a guy and a girl, King and a Queen, from Bones 4, the little combo. It is regular Bones. It's not Bones Black, but it's been totally fine. And we do this an hour a week. So I think we're on week like 13 or something, or 12. So I guess this upcoming Wednesday would be hour 13. We work on it an hour a week. And everybody's been really enjoying that. So this is for the Atelier tier. And then I added some color on this weapon, the non-metallic metal on the weapon. This was a super easy little weapon to paint though. Easy peasy lemon squeezies. Actually, the green shoulder was much harder than the green on this. This is actually, got hair on the finger. Or no, right there. The colors here are phthalo green, clear purple, and clear blue. Relatively simple glaze on top, but this has been a lot of fun. We've been working on that on Patreon. But always give that a shout. Especially if we're gonna give somebody in for free 99. All right, now then, we're pretty much ready for our, highlight life here. I think the easiest thing that we can do is start on the coat. So I'm just gonna start highlighting up with Succubus Kiss here. Just grabbing out our details. Interesting thing about the pigment in Succubus Kiss too is that it's much richer while wet before it dries. We will add a little bit, we'll probably add some of the leather brown to make a nice warm highlight that isn't super pastel-y. If I added white directly to this, I feel like it would go too pastel-y too quick and I wouldn't be super happy with it. Because I just want to have a nice, rich, purpley pirate coat. A perfectly purpley pirate coat. I wish there was a P word for pirate coat. But there's really not. Pirate petticoat. I want as much alliteration as possible. Alright, so that was simple. The back, yeah, we'll add a little bit to the back. Back, of course, obscured in a bit of shadow, so that's how lights go. Okay. Now then, like I said, oh, sorry, we're in the wrong neighborhood on the palette. We'll go back to this neighborhood. This neighborhood's fun. So I've got the Succubus Kiss, a little bit of the leather brown. See, look at that. Look how nice that is. That's a nice little highlight. And I don't want it to be too intense too quick. I'll check it on the edge here. Yep, that's totally cool. So I'm just paying attention to all of my little points of highlighting. Everywhere where that light would be stacking it and backing it up. let's see. So we'll head down here towards the pocket, swooping down to the front of the coat. And I want this to stay relatively dark because it's going to contrast so well against the nice orange skin. Because I know I didn't want, like, crazy skin, but I wanted it to be relatively luminescent. And so if we have something that's sort of orange, color theory would tell us, right, that purple would go well as a nice little compliment. Like, hey, that looks nice. That's all complementary color means, is that they're just nice to each other. That's why I mean, come on, it makes sense. It's in the name, right? But all jokes aside, remember I do sell the digital version of the periodic table of painting, my color theory tool, online. You can print it at home. minipainting.studio. Click that store link. I love ya. But that was actually the coolest thing about ReaperCon last year was I sold out of all of them. Shout out to Mark and Kim from Frozen Ninja 3D. They had those at their booth last year. That was super awesome. I also had the non-metallic metal guide and the power-up palettes. I know a lot of people have been asking about the power-up palettes recently, and the people that make the powder-coated laminates that I use are no longer making them because they're making PPE stuff in their factory, so that's off the table. But if I could source another one, I mean, it took me 2 years to find that material, but if I could find it again, I would start making them again. But and I have like a couple stashed away, but I'm just sort of hanging on to them for a rainy day. Thank you, May. Maybear? Mayber? Hey, Mayber. That's the most southern way to say neighbor I think I've ever heard. Alright, cool. So we're just going to rock out with that. And we'll go a little bit lighter. We'll go a little bit lighter. I'm going to add a little bit more just to do the edge of the coat here. Just make it stand out a little bit more. Add a little bit of water. I feel like I can't really taper with that color all too much currently. There we go. Right up underneath the edge of the hat there, because that would be the brightest point on her pointy hat. This cuff would also be a little bit lighter, since it is angled up at the sun. It's an industry term, something being angled up. Okay. All right, cool. So we're rocking and rolling on that. Now then, let's see what have I been missing here? Let's see. Move. Wait, Shadow. Is Shadow Byron? Is that what I'm picking up on here? Grabbing our heraldic red. I'm just going for the folds here on the pantalones. Hey, there we go. Yeah, Byron. I feel like you probably have done the most of the kits. Even with the move, you've been on top of it. Of course, no one can beat me because I've done 2 of each of them. I mean, I say that it is the internet. There could be somebody that's painted multiple of the same one. I do have. I mean, you see behind me the wall of kits. It's missing one, which is currently right there on my left. And I'm just going to do the top of the calf. Top of the calf to you, Andre. Because obviously everything is so obscured in shadow. Okay. I loved the jungle kit. We are revisiting the jungle. We're revisiting the jungle soon. with a, I don't know if Tarzan is a trademarked or copywritten item, but a king of the jungle type of thing, right? So we're going back to the jungle a little bit in future kits. Andre, I think you should use the Justin face more. That's funny. I'm dying of thirst. I've had too much caffeine, guys. I'm slowing down. What's happening? All right, so we've done our pantalones. We've done our jaquetto. We've got some skin. You know, let's keep it easy. Let's just keep going easy. We'll go ahead and do our. We'll do another intense brown here all over our palette, and we'll highlight up our shoes, our gloves.
Want to check on you. How's it going?
Oh my gosh! Can you guys hear Justin? Is he loud enough? They're not gonna acknowledge your existence, Justin. Sorry.
Oh, even if I'm not, I'm okay with just being the voice in your ear. I'm okay with that. Super okay with that.
Yeah, we are doing good. She is on sale. Oh. So can you do yeah, he's a little muffled. He's a pill. Oh yeah, bassy. Yeah, see, you're bassy. That's what I was saying to him earlier.
More like gassy, am I right?
All right, so what I was gonna say was we were talking about giving away a year's worth of my scholar level of Patreon. So is there a way to set up a giveaway through the chat?
Holy crap! That's
and then
insane.
And then I also wanted to give away a 2-hour private lesson. So can we do that in the chat? Is that a thing? We lost Justin. We lost him. How crazy is that?
No, I was setting up the giveaway. Sorry. You want to draw 2 names, and then I'll pass them on to you.
Let's see. What if? Well, okay, chat. Should we split it between 2 people, or should it just be winner take all? Nana Nana Boo Boo. Let's see what they say in the chat. If I had to guess, they're gonna Nana Nana Boo Boo, but we let them kind of decide on if they wanted it or not. So we'll see. 2. Look at that. The donuts live. Look at that. You guys are just giving donuts out today. Shout out to the chat. I love that you're giving out donuts. Okay, so yeah, let's do 2, and then I don't know the best way to how do we. Would we just let them know here, and then can they send you like an email, or that way I know instead of like messaging me? Does that make sense?
Yeah, they can send me an email.
Okay.
But, I just opened it up, and it's #mini-painting-studio.
There you go.
And then we will draw 2 names towards the end of the show, or we can draw them sooner than later. It's up to you.
Let's do 1 right now and 1 at the end. So we'll do a year's worth of Patreon right now, and then we'll do the private lesson at the end. How about that?
Okay, we'll give 5 minutes here for.
We'll give 5 seconds. No, I'm kidding. All right. Well, yes. we'll let everybody get entered as we continue on our leather painting journey here. Okay, good. I'm glad a wild Justin appeared, so that way we could get that cracking again. All right, now I'm going to take the intense brown. I'm going to make a wash out of it right there on the palette. I'm going to put that on the band on the hat. And I'm really just looking for it to pool in the center. You guys see how that's working? Now then, for private lessons, the way that they work typically is I can either go over a concept, a technique, something that you're struggling on like that, and I can do a demo and do it that way. Or I do always offer paint-alongs as an option. You just have to send whatever you want me to paint with you, right? So you can't just kind of be like, I want you to paint this $300 Forge World miniature with me, right? Can't do that. But if you want to send me a miniature and we work on the exact same thing at the same time, obviously in a 2-hour window, if it's possible, different parts of the miniature, whatever, we always can rock and roll that way. So the world is your oyster. You know, I can always help you do anything. I've had people do brush control. I've had people do just straight up basics, right? Like, can you give me like a simple formula to follow whenever I'm painting to make my life easier? I've done color theory stuff. I've done all kinds of different things. So definitely painter's choice, as I like to say. Then on the feather, I am going to go ahead and grab our white, and we're going to do just like a little triangle pattern at the end, and that's where we will do our colors. Since I said we would do color on them. Change things up a little bit.
Do you want to go ahead and draw the year of Patreon?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's see. Now this is for the scholar level, so you'll get 1 class a month. And we're about to vote on our next 6 months of classes, so that'll be definitely exciting.
All right, our winner of the Year of Scholar of Patreon is, I'll go ahead and announce it in chat here, Merc90.
Merc90. Congratulations. Hey. So all I'm doing here on the feathers is this nice little chevron angle just at the very end, and both of those will be separate colors. Okay, so where are we at? We've got our metallics, super simple. So let's do the thing that'll take a little bit more time. So I'm gonna grab goblin skin again, and we can begin working on the face and everything else like that.
Also, you guys will not need to re-enter for the giveaway. We'll just draw another name. So, you know, enter when you get a chance.
Yeah. So you don't have, if you've already entered, you're good to go for the end. And then remember, you do. I guess you do need to do the I won something if you won something. That way, everybody knows who needs to know that you're the winner. Now then, I'm going to start doing our wing fingers here. Let me zoom in. Yeah, Justin's in his... He's got his producer mic. He's got nice mic. Everyone thought Justin had this little baby raspy voice. No. Back at the old studio at Reaper HQ, whenever he would talk, it was a metal floor, metal roof, and the whole building would rattle when he would speak. Like rolling thunder. Especially when he would yell at Collins. Just kidding. Collins would yell at him. But his mic may be dying. If it's running on a battery, it's possible. Who knows? Alright. So highlighting our way across the world here. Nothing too intense. Now we may glaze some of the heraldic red back on top of the inner portion of the wing, which depends on how much time we've got, but I am going to highlight this up twice. We're going to go back with our orange-brown color. Is that right? Yes. Let me see. Yes, it needs some sleep. I agree. I'm sure that's what's happening. But if you're just now joining, welcome. We just did a giveaway for a year on my Patreon, but at the end here, we're going to do a giveaway for a 2-hour private paint session lesson fun time extravaganza. So make sure you do hashtag Mini Painting Studio, and you'll be entered into that. In the spirit of giving away 5 dozen donuts or whatever it was. We'll always do something fun for ReaperCon. So you think. So you think. Maybe we'll get even crazier. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Further down the wing, I'm tapering more and more. Let's do the other side. Making sure I had some white on the palette as well from when we start to highlight up other parts, and then we'll wash down the hair. Now remember, the hair was actually green. We're going to be using Null Pelt as a wash on top of the white. So if I need to touch up the hair before we do that, I will. I just wanted her to have very, very light hair, and I thought, what's a contrasting color that works well between purple, orange? That would be green. And that's why we're going to do it that way. No real particular reason conceptually other than it'll just work. Or so we hope. So we would hope. Okay. Now then, going into the face here. Another great face to do our simple structure on. Be paying attention to the nose. Right up on the edges of the cheek, to the tear ducts, down to the side of the mouth, and across the chin. Very easy highlight pattern. You can see it immediately picks up the readability of that face. Just like a good book. Or whatever, I don't know. We're just saying words at this point. Look at that, is that primer in there? What is, guys, why did you leave me hanging? I'm trying to give things away to you, and this is how you treat me? You don't tell me I totally missed a part of the chesticles? Guys, I thought we were all about being supportive here, okay? Look what you're doing to me. Come on. All right. Now we're gonna grab orange brown. Orange brown is slightly lighter in a shift more yellow. So that way when we add a little bit of white to it, it'll be the perfect little touch of highlight to the end of our skin story. No one knows. Okay, good, good, perfect, perfect. All right. Continuing, actually I'm going to add a little bit of white already. We'll just go ahead and start that up. So I'm going to be paying attention to tip of the nose, bridge of the nose, tear duct, side of the mouth, and the chin. So let's start on the chin. And the edges, corners of the mouth here. And guess what? They're actually sculpted. Gotta love it. Gotta love a sculpt that helps you, you know? Sculpt that says, hey, put paint here, please. Please? I do love this year's Pirate Sophie. Now, there is another Pirate Sophie, of course. I actually have that miniature behind me. And both of them are cool. Both of them kind of have like a I'm here to steal the booty attitude, which, you know, what more would you need out of Sophie? But they're both posed a little bit separately. Both got cool outfits. What if you actually, you know, it'd be cool. So if you had this year's Pirate Sophie and then you went back to the other one and you did them as like sisters, that'd be really cool. Pirate twins. Now what I'm doing is I'm just highlighting up the ends of the fingers here. The wing fingers, the wingers. The wing glizzies. Is that it? Which, by the way, for everybody that's here, I know I mentioned it on Saturday. I think I did. Or I mentioned it in Discord. I forget where. But Sydney is starting to sculpt. And one of the things that she has to sculpt is a glizzy monster. So I'm definitely excited about that. She's going to be a ZBrush monster before we know it. And she's going to be doing some streams too. She does like illustration, design, all that good stuff, After Effects work. Even though I did this After Effects stuff that you've been seeing. She's been working on a website with a ton of crazy After Effects transition work recently. For a clothing designer who is, for those of you that know, that they're releasing a collab with Chinatown Market. So that's going to be really sweet. Right. And we don't have a name yet for all the streaming and stuff, so we gotta figure that out. But we have some ideas. We have some ideas, some thoughts, some plans. Let's see how we're doing. Doing great on time. Cool. Up. Don't look at that. Everyone look away from your screen, okay? I didn't mess up. See? There we go. You can look again. Do I have a Twitch channel? No, not really. I mean, I do. But I don't focus on Twitch. So pretty much you can follow me on Facebook and or YouTube. I do multi-stream to all platforms. The easiest way to stay up to date with everything I do, though, is on Facebook. But yeah, everything is just Mini Painting Studio. Clean this brush off. Even though Facebook is the Mini Painting Studio, it's very interesting. But yeah, you can follow me. If you look at the top right of the screen there, you can see all of my little locations. All of them locations, man. Yeah, and I've been trying to figure out too, so I'll be doing like this week whenever we get back to sort of my regular schedule. I'm going to be switching up my time slot to evenings, so that's been one of the things I've been working on recently is changing up my time slot. Usually I would do it about 2 p.m. in the afternoon, CST, and instead we'll be switching that around, swapping it for something different. Platform-wise, still figuring that part out since it's always hit or miss. But I know that evening now, from like 7 to 8 p.m., seems to be everybody's preferred time slot. So that's what we're going to be rocking and rolling with. And I am working on some really fun projects. I have all kinds of crazy stuff. I've got the sculptors at Cobra Mode sending some miniatures over. So that's going to be fun doing some like display competition level painting on that. Really, that's all I do now on stream is super high quality stuff. We've been working on an awesome art piece, Swallowed by the Great Red Salmon. I know you guys have been checking that out. We're working on a Fat Robot Samurai as well, and all kinds of stuff really headed down the pipeline. So very excited. Yeah, I know on the road to Tiamat you just did their the big what is it? The axle wobble, whatever you call those creatures, dragon. You want to see some phthalo green teeth? Look at those teeth right there. That's fun, right? This is the Swallowed by the Great Red Salmon. This is by an artist out of France, and this is like a wall sculpt. You can see I screwed. Now I should have varnished his signature on the back. I feel like an idiot, but anyway. So we've been working on this. It's been a lot of fun. What else we got? We have the Robo Slamurai here, which I know a lot of you saw the I know a lot of you saw the rainbow sword we had on it. That's not gonna work, but so we're working on this boy right here. Fun 3D printerino and all kinds of other stuff. I mean, there's so many things around my desk right now that are like just itching to go, but slow going process. Actually, I have 2 more pieces coming from the same artist that sculpted the big salmon creepy Geigerish face, and I'm very excited about it. One of them is awesome. Am I still liking the airbrush? No, I hate the Vex completely now. I changed my mind. I'm kidding. I literally got 2 more, so I'm definitely a fan. I will say the Vex now for sure is my go-to airbrush. I'm retiring the Iwata. I know I never thought I would. The Iwata Eclipse has done me so well over the years, but the Vex won, man. You can't argue with something good. Free original art minis to paint? Yeah, I mean, it just depends, you know. Just depends on what it looks like. I always look for miniatures that give good opportunities for certain things. That is for sure. But you can always message my Facebook page. That's the easiest way to get in touch if you ever are thinking about sending something in. Original squigs.
By the way, when you're ready to give away that second thing.
Will do. We're probably, what time is it now? 4:30? Yeah, we're probably 15 minutes out.
Roger.
Now I'm just going back with our leather brown here, and we'll highlight this up even brighter. Loving those wingers. Thanks, sibling. I painted a dino? What? Where's the dino? I did. Well, I did on Patreon. Or are you talking to somebody else? I'm confused. Alright, what do you like about the Vex versus the Sotar? I guess it's okay if I trash talk one product if it's selling another product by the same company, right? Is that okay? Is that fine? But I'll put it this way. The Sotar for me, and I have used 4 different brands of airbrushes. The Sotar for me is the Patreon posted on Facebook. Yeah, that was the Cyber Dino. He's not near me or I'd show him off. The Sotar has some of the best atomization I have ever used in an airbrush, right? That's definitely its claim to fame. And it has some of the worst upkeep and maintenance I've ever had to deal with an airbrush, and that's why I just don't particularly like using it a lot. I would use my Iwata frequently because my Iwata is so easy to clean, right? That being said, the Vex, as far as I'm concerned, for my purposes, atomizes just as good as a Sotar, right? I mean, it's awesome. And it is crazy easy to clean and maintain. Like, comparison-wise, it's night and day. They retooled the guts of that bad boy, and it's super easy. So, and Justin, I mean, if Justin were to tell you, because he, like, we talked about the Vex when I heard about the price point, and I kind of went over it, and then, like, I looked at price points of other stuff, and then when it actually got here, and I was using it, right, I was like, oh, let me tell you. You know, like, my initial reaction immediately was like, yeah, it's worth the price. It's so much, like, everything about it, I immediately was all the way on board for. So, yeah, I can't recommend it enough. I mean, Justin knows. He got a message from me that was like, I don't want them to sell out. Please, can you help me? I want another one. So, definitely pleased. And then the only real difference that I say between the big cup versus the shallow cup, okay, is if you're somebody that does a lot of bulk priming, bulk anything, really just bulk priming or bulk varnishing, that's the only reason. So anything over like 5 miniatures at once, then a deep cup is probably for you if you're going to get annoyed by needing to refill it. That's really the only difference. So, like, if you weren't sure at all which one you would need, if you didn't, like, have a reason to care, and one's sold out and the other one isn't, get either one. You're going to be totally fine. So, but yeah, I am a fan. All of the color tinting that we did on the 4-hour class from Saturday, of course, was using the Vex. and it atomized everything like a pro. So, no complaints from me. And yeah, swapping the needle is a pretty neat trick. Somebody like me that will go from, you know, priming to painting immediately. It's cool to not have to break it down. Or, you know, like if you're going to be doing metallics, swapping it to the bigger needle to do that. Very, very easy, right? Now, if it is your first airbrush, you know, you do need a lot of other stuff in order to airbrush. But obviously, check out Dan, his video. The replay is on Twitch. He goes over all those different materials that make it easy for you to rock and roll on an airbrush. So now what I've done is I've just added more and more white so I can do the feathers here. This, of course, is an awesome sculpt because the feathers, you can actually paint the individual little strands. You don't have to go crazy doing implied feathers or anything like that. You don't even have to dry brush. I mean, you can if you want, but it should be easy enough. So I highlighted those up to sort of like an ivory bone color. And then by contrast, we'll do the colored portions. So we'll grab Viper Green and Phantom Glow. We'll make little washes out of them. So tomorrow, all of the Hobby at Home classes get shipped out. And there are only, I believe, 2 slots left. So if you were interested in getting in on the first Hobby at Home class live, remember, it happens on September, I believe, 13th is when the class happens. You are almost out of time. We are working on this Headstone Horror, or, well, whatever they call it, Graveyard Golem. We're calling the class the Headstone Horror. But so here is our finished product that we'll be doing as a part of that class. And then remember, too, where is this? Right here. What you are purchasing is a nice box. Wowie, wowie. But, so what everybody gets whenever they get a Hobby at Home class, you get all of your stickers and your little limited edition card with the class level and all of that. And then here's the miniature that is sent to you at home. And this is also the miniature that I paint while I'm doing it with you. So this is a partially painted miniature for you to learn at home. This is hands down the highest quality painting learning tool you can possibly experience. Closest thing to an in-person workshop that I normally put on, but obviously COVID. So you can see what you will get on the left and right compared to the finished result. It has every single step partially painted for you so that while you're working at home, you can double check my work versus yours, and it just helps you learn exactly what you need to be doing on the miniature. Remember, you can check out those classes, minipainting.studio/hobby at home. I believe there's only 2 left, and they go in the mail tomorrow. So if you want it, you got to get it today. But definitely excited. And then I have 2 more classes coming out at a little lower, more approachable quality for newer painters. I know that that's a big request. And then I've got an airbrush class coming out as well. We'll be painting a Treasure Rocky and the Zombie Dragon at a tabletop sort of intro hobby level. So those will be great for everybody. And then we'll be doing the Dark Elf Queen as an airbrush intro class. I actually haven't announced that anywhere except for right now. So there you go. For all the people that have been begging for years for me to do an airbrush class, now's your chance. So I'm going to be using the Phantom Glow here as a wash on our bottom feather here. And we'll probably have to darken that, but either way. Now I've got the green. Same thing on the green. There you go. We'll highlight those up. And then what we'll do, I'll take a little bit of the Noir Black into both. And I'm going to touch it just right in the center of this chevron shape. And you can see, boom, it just completely brought it back. all of our detail in there. Do the same thing with our Phantom Glow. Right here. Boom. 2 birds with a feather. Now then, relatively quickly, going back into my honed steel, as long as it hasn't dried, and it has, so. Yeah, the price point on the Vex, I mean, it literally is 2 airbrushes in one. So if you look at it that way, you are buying 1 airbrush at your standard, like, Iwata price, right? So, like, the way that I look at it is that the utility aspect of it is either going to be the cost of a Sotar plus a better utility brush, or it's the cost of an Iwata plus the atomization of a Sotar. So that's kind of how I looked at the cost breakdown. And then the fact that you're getting an additional needle. You don't have any additional nozzles, right? So like the upgrade or the change size kit for my Iwata was $30-something. And so I don't need to buy one for this, right? Like, that's kind of the best way to look at it, is you really are saving on the unique aspect of the actual Vex airbrush itself. So now going back on to our armor bits, highlighting them up. Let's see. This is gonna wrap up perfectly. And remember, here in about 5 minutes, make sure you've got your hashtag mini painting studio in, because we're gonna be giving away a 2-hour private lesson. We already gave away a year of Patreon, so that's awesome. We'll do a sweet synth solo as Justin does that drawing as well. And if I remember correctly, the spray size is like 0.3 and then 0.7 on the needles. But to be honest with you, right, like my Iwata's 0.3, and this thing atomizes way better, so it's like a Sotar. That's why I was so impressed with it. Then I'll grab my gold, go back on the golds. Then we need to do that hair bit. So I will take our null pelt here. I'm just gonna make a weird color really quick actually for the holster. So I'm mixing Phantom Glow and Heraldic Red to make just like a very off color. It wasn't that depressing gray, and I'll use that to highlight. Just like that. Only because I don't want the boys scrambling, right, to set up the 5 o'clock stuff. Make a lighter color for the bands. There we go. Okay, now then, null pelts. I gotta shake our null pelts out. Next time, what should we work on next time? So we've done the Pirate Sophie. Obviously, she was the hero. So that would mean we need to do the NPC. So we'll work on our Kelpies next time. Definitely excited for them. These were a real pleasure to paint. So that'll be next Monday. Definitely keep a lookout for that. I did not vortex that enough at all. But that's okay. So I'm gonna take this color, wash down her hair. Looks good to me. This is probably the only time I'm using this set of paints. So When I do my normal painting, there are now 34 colors that I use, and that's it. So anything else outside of that, I don't really touch because it spoils me. And that way too, right, since I only use a limited palette, it means my Patreon stuff is very easy to follow along with because I don't just grab random stuff. And people do sometimes buy the same colors that I use to kind of follow along at home. And that's always been the easiest way to approach that. So, but let's just make a real nasty dark color here to go over the base. Let's see, I'm just literally making a mess. It's what every painter should be good at. Here, you know what, we'll just do it the right way. We'll reset our contrast. We'll pour black paint into the water on the wet palette, which is what I just did. Now I've got a, look at it, you see the paint spreading right there? How funny. Just reset our contrast. Make sure everything looks nice. And we'll call it a convention, huh? After this is what? The future of Reaper and the send-off show? Is that it? I mean, that's it, man. That's the end of ReaperCon. That's the end of all time. There will never be... No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Of course there will be more. Of course. All right, well, I hope you guys had a blast with us today. I hope you had a good time, too, as well, with the convention in general. All I'm doing right now is glazing up to the top in between the wingers with my heraldic red, just to add some more variance. This is a nice little last-second change. Remember, you can follow me, everything that I do on Facebook. You can look up Mini Painting Studio and you will find me. You can also go to minipainting.studio, see everything I've got going on, everything I offer, the Patreon, patreon.com/minipaintingstudio, hobby at home classes. Remember, that ships out tomorrow, so it is your last chance to get that. If you want to see the other class that I did, it is on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch VODs. So this is 2 hours of work, and this is 4 hours of work. So you can see the level of difference if we spend just a little bit more time, but I had a blast. This, of course, is a pewter Reaper Mini, converted, added the hat, all that good stuff. But thanks so much for hanging with us today, and I'm always going to keep a promise. Justin, if you could go ahead and begin our giveaway. Make sure everybody put in one last time. Hashtag Mini Painting Studio.
Give them just one more second. What is that thing again?
It's awesome, Justin. That's what it is. All right. It's a automaton. I'll do the fart tones here. Here we go. All right, so my dog is freaking out. I'm sorry.
All right, ready to draw it?
All right, let's see.
All right, now one more time. This is for a 2-hour private session?
Yeah, so this will be for a 2-hour private lesson, and you know, Justin will let me know who the winner is, and we'll figure it all out. You'll need to hit him up with an email by following the exclamation "I won something?" ? You'll see people do it in the chat, but let's see who wins.
Our winner is HyperBunny99.
Wow, shout out to HyperBunny99. If you are HyperBunny98, I'm really sorry. You were almost there, but sweet.
All right. Well, thank you guys very much.
Well, I appreciate it. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your evening. If you're going to be watching the rest of the ReaperCon stuff, I'll probably be hanging out before I eat some foodies. Remember, check me out, facebook.com/mini painting studio. Sorry. You can see all the information. I don't need to tell you. It's in the top right hand of the screen. Everybody knows. So, I guess we'll do our, here, we'll pop this back on. I'll pop this on right here, and I will say, I love you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you find $20 in your pocket. I hope your enemies forget how to read. I hope they stub their toe and they don't go to college. I hope all your minis turn out beautiful. And I will catch you guys next time.